Recently, Broken Edge has released an update that has absolutely destroyed the game. I'm just kidding. It's actually pretty good, guys. A lot of the things that I talked about in the last video have been worked on, and this video is just going to cover some of the things that I haven't talked about in the past few weeks. This update was actually a few weeks ago, so I apologize that I haven't been releasing any content recently. I'm definitely going to change that. I have a new setup now, and I'm looking more into talking directly to the camera with a webcam and stuff. So uh, stay tuned for that stuff. If you guys enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and leave a comment. I am open to any suggestions. That whatever you guys want to watch, just let me know. Well, enjoy the video, guys. Peace out. Edge these days. So seems like they fixed a lot of the problems that I spoke about in the last video, because one of the biggest issues that I've realized ever since the Viking update was the awakenings. They were just really glitchy. I noticed that when I'd go against opponents and try to max awaken my sword, it would show that it's fully engulfed in flames, and then you both be engulfed, I would take the full blow, whereas my opponent would just straight up like nothing would happen. So that was something that was pretty frustrating from the Viking update. And man, a bunch of people were saying that no one else was experiencing those things, but I swear it could also just be server glitches, because it was really laggy then. I've been playing a lot more recently, and it definitely feels smoother ever since this new patch came out. Let's just read it over just so. And by the way, I apologize if I'm late. I know I've been working on this new setup that I have now, so I can hopefully make more videos like this with a face cam. And yeah, let's just read over these patch notes real quick. The objective of this patch is to fix balancing issues, mainly the OP Barbarian, and awaken drops introduced by improvements of movement inputs in the Viking update. Barbarian, speed control and more demanding, both speed limit and max awaken speed. Awaken needs more frames with good speed / acceleration before it turns on, and then acceleration / deceleration is more demanding. So what does that mean? Like, you can't just run at you with that huge sword and kill you straight off the bat? Is there like, because it says that there's now a max and a minimum input, both speed limit and max awaken speed. So you just can't run at your opponents anymore with your play space. Is that what it means? Or maybe your sword swinging speed is now limited. I think that's good, because to those people who don't have a lot of play space, it's kind of hard to play against opponents who do have that play space. I know, because I had to literally clear out my living room for this game. But I think that's a pretty good idea, especially considering the Barbarian and the Tyrant are the two classes I'd be most concerned of when it comes to that kind of stuff, because they already have huge swords in themselves by it already. So limiting their speed, I think, makes it more fair for other classes. Next up, they say the Samurai gets an awakened drop fix, a speed limit adjustment, all factor of awakened pose, and mobility speed amplitude lasts for 3.5 seconds. And stronger awaken +8 when katana is one-handed. I don't know what it was before. I'll do a quick search real quick. Well, I can't find it. So, sorry. But if that's taking away the speed, because all they say in the line above right here is a speed limit adjustment. So, does that mean that they increase it or decrease it? I have no idea. But if they are increasing the lasting effect of the awaken, that's obviously a really good thing. And if you ask me, I don't think the Samurai is one of the best characters in Broken Edge. I don't know why. Whenever I go against Samurai, I am not intimidated at all. They have one weapon. It's not a longer weapon. It's not like a curved weapon. It's just one primary weapon, along with two daggers that break immediately. So that's like the Viking, except the Viking has a shield and those two secondary weapons. You know, that's like having less than the Viking. It's also like being the knight, except instead of with the shield, it's just one extra weapon that just immediately breaks off one. So I think that it's not one of the greatest classes in my opinion, although I've definitely lost to many samurais. If you're good with any character, you're going to be good. So if they're giving it a little bit of a buff, then I think that it needs it. So let's see, next thing they're saying is the Persian Awakened drop fix. So a fix. So I guess the same thing that I was complaining about last update with the Viking having that drop, the Awakened drop. I think that they fixed it for the Persian, but low key I feel like they also fixed it for the Viking because I haven't been having that problem ever since the update. So maybe they just did something internally with like the programming to fix up like those lag spikes of drop glitches with the awakenings. So that's definitely good to hear. And then less sensible wiggle penalty. Does that mean the more you stray away from the awakening pattern, there's less of a penalty if like you're not following a specific synchronization? If so, that's obviously a buff. I think these are all mainly glitches that they're fixing in the game, which is definitely good to hear. So, and then the knight, a stronger awakening when sword is one-handed. That's interesting. I used to use the knight, and the knight's a really good class. I just like anything with the shield, to be honest. It adds that utility because if your opponent has awakening and they try to use actually any one of their abilities, like the edge breaking ability, and they go for you, the really great thing about having a shield is it has 3 opportunities to stop your opponent's attack. You don't have to break any one of your weapons to immobilize or take away your opponent's ability. Like usually if your opponent is using an edge breaker, if you don't have a shield, then you're just going to have to sacrifice a piece of either your sword or your secondary weapon to combat that or prevent it. But if you have a shield, then you're essentially getting a free shot and not taking any damage. Like the knight is very good. That's why I'm bringing that up. The knight and even when the Viking came out, that's why I was excited. That's interesting though. They're gonna give him a little bit more of a push. I think he needed it. He's not the strongest class. Although he does have that shield, it's not necessarily another weapon. So he's kind of it's kind of a disadvantage just because of that. He only has one secondary, and then not like the best awaken or compared to like the duelist and stuff. So I think this was definitely needed. But yeah, other than what I'm seeing right here, off of the gameplay, I can definitely tell since this update it's felt much more smooth in terms of like the servers or like the experiences. And I have pretty good internet, so most of the experiences I mentioned in the last video were definitely, I think, related to in-game server issues. But it definitely seems a lot better now. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I really want to continue making Broken Edge content. I have a few videos in the vault that I'm waiting to release and edit. I just recently had a new setup, so for sure expect more face cam type videos. It's really fun for me, so thank you guys for watching and leave a comment, subscribe. Peace out.